So I'm out with Pierre. Where in the world is Pierre again? And we're picking up a bonus one on the way home. We've just done Lindenow. We're going to stop into Lindenow South. And Lindenow South popped up as a satellite of Lindenow when the railway came through here in the late 1800s. And I'm curious to know that in my lifetime, in 1981 in fact, there was a railway station here that closed down. So my primary interest here is for the railway, and we're going to have a little bonus. The train's going to come through, or at least I think it's another week before they resume normal services, but this might be a track work vehicle because I don't hear any train horns. We might get lucky. We'll see what it is. I heard the digital fart of a velocity train. Here you go. That's a velocity with passengers on board, so I guess services have resumed. Good news for my apprentice. We're going to do a bike trip one day soon. It involves a rail leg.
Moments later.
Alright, we're in the Land Rover. I'm about to go off-road.
Yeah, although there's a gate there. Although
look, somebody might have a say about this, but we're not going to hurt anything. Just close the gate and make sure. Let's do this. Oh, that's better.
might do a low range for this and it'll smooth the ride for us. Low range turn is probably the way to go. Probably idle stop there, we'll just cruise along.
So what are we looking for? We're looking for a train station, aren't we?
Well, remnants of an old platform, and there's definitely an elevated siding there. There used to be, I think, a second rail siding here to allow trains to pass, according to the documentation I've read. And these look like some of the original docks. I haven't been able to find any historic photos like the 1980s. The satellite imagery was too fuzzy to tell back then. So it would have been nice to sort of have some historic photos, but I assume from what I'm looking at, some of these mounds and stuff up here might have been where some of the original platforms and stuff were.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm seeing some timber and stuff up here. So I've definitely made a cutting on that side. This, looking at all the area, looks like it's fairly well leveled out. This could be just where they bulldozed all the rubble, I guess, when they got rid of everything, but looks like it was something up here was meant to be level with a rail line, or level as a siding, but don't know. Whistling kites in the tree up there. You know, whenever I go rabbit shooting, I usually have to sacrifice my first bunny to the whistling kites. They usually won't let me go otherwise. Now there are some sleepers here, and it looks like they've been used to make a retaining wall. The fence line is also right on that, which tells me that's probably the boundary of the railway easement. Yep, big coach bolts, big sleepers. I'd say this might have been a freight platform or a passenger platform, maybe. So I'm just standing here having a bit of debrief with Pierre here, and I notice across here there's chunks of concrete, and I think there was a chunk of railroad track along the top here, somewhere about here. There we go, chunk of railroad track. Definitely there was something going on the other side of the tracks as well here. So I think we found what we're looking for. It's a pity that there's nothing of it here. So yeah, coming through town, I did notice that they've definitely had some budget on the footpaths through here. Where the low end areas are, there's actually elevated mesh footways all the way up as far as you can see up that way. So somebody actually cares about the town, which I do appreciate. And there would have been 2 railway lines through here back in the day, and a railway station that I'm not sure where along. I think maybe that would have been one of the sidings. Maybe there was another one here. This could have been the second alignment through here. They're usually not too far apart, and this has the profile of a rail alignment. So maybe this was the siding to allow other rail trains to pass. I don't know. Oh, yeah, there's a big step off there. What's that? Alright, so this has to be one of the old railway buildings, I'm going to guess. It's got that look for it. It's elevated. Or maybe not, so I guess we'll figure it out. What do we got along the top there? There's some business names I can't quite make that out, so maybe. But this definitely has like rail freight loading look to it, or maybe trucks, but yeah.
It had everything. It was owned by Foxes, Colin Fox.
Oh yeah?
And I got it in 1926, I think.
Yep.
That was moved by bullock tray onto there.
Yeah. Right, so we caught up with Gordon, who's been resident here all his life, and was the last barman standing in the bar down the road there. Knows the whole history of the place. Certainly the right person to run into.
The owner's just rolled into the house.
That's all right.
What are you coming to my house for?
Yeah, we try not to violate people's privacy. Look, I've got a drone problem. I'm going to run into a tree. Okay. Now this, for a town the size of Lindenow South, this is quite unexpected. I'm not sure how this was funded, but maybe it's under the rail trail funding or whatnot. A lot of the old disused rail lines that were pulled out in the early 80s around here got converted to rail trails and for biking and stuff. But I can understand though that the cost of doing something like this is comparatively cheaper than filling this in with ballast and putting a traditional footpath through. Alright, so they said there was a building removed from the railway siding. It was purchased and they use it as a ticket box, so gonna guess this is it. This actually almost looks like a signal control box. Almost. But thanks to our local contact here that sent us down this way. And this looks like the footy oval. This might be another building too. This has definitely got that sort of feel to it. That's clearly used as a toilet block. Or unless they just copied the aesthetic. But this has definitely got weatherboard feel, and I'm seeing indicative of the era. I'm seeing like the rivet or the round head coach bolts with the square washers and the pine and the timber backing under it. So it's fairly indicative of the time. All right, so yeah, we're pretty well done. We're done with Pierre. We've had a pretty good day out. We've done 2 videos today. So hopefully we'll do another video again in the future, and I hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, I'm a little bit warm. I've done a lot of walking, so he's kept me busy. So hopefully we'll see you in another one, and I hope it was interesting.
Cheers guys.
We'll catch you later.